Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's Dave again, and it's Tuesday. And I got a little something in my throat. Tuesday, March 12th, 2019. How are you? Welcome. That's right. It's Tuesday, and that's what the calendar says, and the schedule says it's in the news. So I guess talk about the great day of something falling right in our laps and in the news. So yesterday I talked about that LSU head coach and his shenanigans. Well, now guess what? We're going to talk about college again, university, but now we're going to talk about parents and their shenanigans to get their kids into college. So apparently we've got, what's her name? Aunt Becky from Full House and Fuller House, and she comes out in some Hallmark movies, things, and she's like at the top of the list. Why? Because she's the most prominent of those, the most recognized, the easy, and the one that you would least expect. But apparently she was been paying these colleges some bribe money to let her kids in. Apparently her kids don't merit, don't have the wherewithal, they don't have the grades, they don't have even the sports talent to get in on their own. So what does that mean? That means that somebody else's kid got knocked out because, that's right, somebody paid to get their own kids in, and that's the way it is. Now, I understand it. You know, people have money, they want to take care of their kids. I get that. I understand that. Trust me, if I had money, I would buy my kids everything that they ever wanted, needed, didn't need, didn't want, didn't matter. But that's not realistic. That doesn't show, hey, you've got to work hard if you want something. That doesn't give them that. All that shows is, oh, well, mom and dad will take care of me for the rest of my life, and I don't have to worry about it. I mean, they still have to show up. They still have to do the grades. They still have to. That's right. Do the work. Put in the work. But again, if they could put in the work, if they could do what they needed to do, mom and dad wouldn't have to be paying for them. So apparently now it's a big scandal. It's a nationwide scandal. It's across the country. And Lori Loughlin, Felicity Huffman, and a couple of other people, they're not just the only ones. There are several other people with money, people with power, people with fame, people with status. And again, they're just saying, hey, look, take my kid. Here's some money because I want to brag that my kids went to Harvard. I want to brag that my kids went to Yale. I want to brag that my kids went to an Ivy League school. You know what? I'm going to brag that my daughter went to school. That's it. That's what I'm going to do. So my daughter's there, and when it's his turn to go to school, I'm going to brag that he's going to college. He's going to university, just like my daughter is. And that's it. That's all I need to do. Yeah, sure, I'd love to do that. But again, how is that fair across the board? What kind of role model is Aunt Becky portraying when she does that? She's not. That's right. That's not a role model. That just says you got money. Everybody else is second class. It's the people with the money, and that's all that matters. And they'll buy their way in. So technically, they're going to buy their diploma. Can't do that. Can't do that. And that's how does that shape the kids? How does that shape the kids that are don't have those parents? They create resentment. What does that create? What does that do? So that being said, folks, this has just gone crazy. It's insane, but hey, what can we do? So the leadership aspect of it is, sometimes you have to just bite the bullet, and maybe your kids are not cut out for college, Aunt Becky, Felicity Huffman, and everybody else. Maybe your kids just, it's sad to say, but I've heard this told to a lot of kids who don't have the money, who don't have the wherewithal, they don't have the grades, they don't have the sports, they don't have it. And I've heard this constantly. You know what? Maybe Aunt Becky probably said this to somebody else once in her life. The world needs ditch diggers. The world needs custodial engineers. No, because what the world needs is people to be better and have the ability to go above and beyond, Aunt Becky. So you take your money, now that you're caught, and apparently now they've been indicted, there's going to be an arrest, there's going to be something going on. However, she is conveniently out of the country. So, again, this is insane, it's gone crazy, but again, what are we teaching our kids? That they can only buy their way in? That the only way to make things happen is to cut a deal? Is only have rich parents and everybody else just doesn't matter? And again, you put in the hard work, you put in the academics, you put in good grades, you did everything you needed, you aced your ACTs, SATs, or whatever, your GREs, whatever you need, and yet because somebody else's parent bought them in, what does that say to that kid? What does it show that kid? Obviously they try harder, and guess what? They're the ones that are going to make it. The other ones, well, just waiting for them to get their own E show, the show on E or whatever, real kids of these celebrity stars. I think they're already doing that with hip hop, and you see where that's going. So folks, again, buying your kids in, not giving them everything they wanted, everything is really truly not the way to go. I understand. And again, because I don't have everything to give them, it's easy for you to say, Dave, yes, but guess what? It should be easy for everyone to say, especially if you want to make them be better than what they are now. So folks, it just totally caught me off guard. But again, this is just nonsense. We've got to do something. We've got to show these kids that, hey, it's not just about the money. It's about the hard work that got you the money. So until next time, all I can say is, hey, I'm Becky. Cut it out.